Hi.
Hey,
Hold
how you
on.
doing?
Good. How are you?
The Two Faces for Radio Zoom Room.
Not too bad. We were doing I didn't realize at first we were doing like some like prep work, of course, obviously, some like FBI stalking. I didn't realize you were 17 years old. That's crazy.
Yep. You're right. Still in
We,
school.
we were just like, we were going crazy. We had a 24K Golden on last week and he's 19. We were like, dude, you're 19 years old. This is insane. You're by far the youngest guest. And now we have you. That's crazy.
I didn't know he was 19. He seems
Yeah.
older. He definitely seems older.
I think he like literally just turned 20, but he was in college. And so Tommy and I are in college right now. And so we're like balancing like the radio and that and school life. And he's doing the same. We're like, goodness. But
I'm
you're
not
doing the
doing really
same
well
too.
at it, but yeah.
No, of course.
Oh God.
Where are you right now?
I'm trying to finish high school in Calgary, Canada.
In Canada? How's all the COVID stuff happening there?
It's actually not bad. I think because it's just like smaller population. Like our restaurants are open inside, which is like compared to like LA and New York, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
What's the like mask situation like?
Um, we have to wear them everywhere, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like
I
even
didn't
in
know.
dance class, we have to like wear masks for like 4 hours straight when we're like training.
Jeez.
And there's
That's
Wait,
literally
so
they just split us up too into groups. So there's only like 13 of us. So
you
we're
said
like,
dance class. Like, are you actually in school right now or are you just doing online or is it kind of both?
okay, so dance class is separate from my schools because I go to a
Oh,
dance studio.
Mhm.
So, but school is like beforehand, and then I work and then I do dance at night.
How's balancing that? Like performing on Jimmy Kimmel last night, and then also making sure you get your math homework in on time.
Oh, I literally have no motivation to do any schoolwork, and it's not good at all.
I wouldn't blame you. Yeah.
has school life gotten any different? Like, in the past couple of years when your career has just kind of taken off? Like, have your friends started treating you differently? People in school who are like, oh, yeah, you're never going to make it. Now you've made it. And they're like, oh, well, shoot. Like, is there
um,
any of that going on?
I would say like I was definitely when I was younger, I was definitely like a very odd man out at school. Like I was
Hmm.
also a super weird child. Like I don't blame them. I was a weird child. I was not like me either. But I had to because of dance and traveling so much. I had to like leave public school at like grade 5 and start going online because of all the traveling.
Mm.
Um, so it was weird because I was like on and off for so long, but yeah, definitely when I came back to school last year, it was a little weird. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff, and I'm like super oblivious. But I think a little bit, just like you never really know what people are thinking, really. So
Right.
So for people who don't exactly know you, we wanted to talk a little bit about where you started. So you started with you think you can dance, right?
mhm.
And then that kind of transitioned into music. And Tommy and I were talking earlier, and he thought of something cool. Do you think you would have had a music career if the dance didn't come first?
No, not at all. I think so. The whole thing was like I finished So I Think You Can Dance and like a whole bunch of competitions. I was competing when I was 8 years old, and I started this YouTube channel, and it was strictly just for my dancing, just to like
Hmm.
put choreography videos together. And then one night, like all my footage got wrecked, and it was like really bad. And I was like, I need a post. Like I told my fans I would post on a Friday, so I like went into my room for like the first time I ever wrote this song in like 20 minutes, and then I literally just like put it online, and it kind of went viral overnight.
That's
um,
insane.
I was like, I kept on posting like original songs over the next 2 weeks, and then we got contacted by 11 labels and flew out to New York, and it kind of just like started then and there, but it was all kind of originated by dance for sure.
Were
And
you
like,
kind of like fearful to put out that first song? Because I mean, I know you've been dancing and that really shows emotion, but I mean, like words to a lot of people is just like, wow. And like just talking about past experiences in music, like,
Yeah.
were you kind of like, oh, I don't really know about this? Or were you just like, forget it, let's just post it and see what
Well, my parents were like, "This is terrible. Don't put this out."
yeah.
And I was like, "You know what? I kind of want to." So I like just literally put it on the internet. I didn't really know what it was gonna do or like what
happens?
people were gonna think because I never really like written a real song before. I'd like put things together on GarageBand or like, messed around on my piano, but like I never really actually, filmed a real song. So
That's awesome. And the fact that it all
Wow.
came from botched footage. or whatever for the dance thing. That's really cool. I know that. So how was, I mentioned it earlier, how was Jimmy Kimmel last night?
It was crazy. Like, it was just like kind of weird because everything's been kind of happening over a pandemic. Like over the past couple of months, surprisingly, it's been like the busiest 4 months of my life. Even though I've been like at home. And I think that's just because one of my songs kind of like did well. So, you know, it's been
To put
really
it modestly.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Kind of did well.
It's been really interesting. Even like doing VMAs in the summertime, and then Jimmy Kimmel last night. That's like kind of been one of my biggest dreams ever. So it was kind of surreal, for real. So
that's really cool.
Does it feel real? Like when you go there and like or like whatever, like is it like, oh, I'm actually here? Or do you feel like I'm dreaming and this is like all fake?
Oh, none of it feels real, like whatsoever. Nothing clicks for me, which is I think a bad thing a little bit, but like I don't ever realize what I'm doing until like a year later. I'm like that was cool.
That was cool.
I'm sure.
You just put out the you just put out the song with Ali Gate, which is super cool. How was doing that with him?
That was really interesting. I DM'd him, and I'd realized that he had DM'd me back in 2017 when I'd released like that first song. So I was like, okay.
Oh wow.
He knows who I am. This isn't gonna be awkward. So I DM him. Whatever. We ended up getting on a FaceTime call in quarantine and just wrote this song. We had never met before, and then we like met for the first time ever at the music video shoot. It's just so weird. Like you don't meet people, but you're doing a full-on collab with them, and you're like, posting and like, yeah, I love Ali. I've never met him, but I love him. Like
that's crazy.
Super weird. And so I'm really happy that we were able to connect at like the shoot at least, and he could come to Calgary and like we could meet, and it was a crazy process.
That's what we were talking to Ash a few weeks ago, who sings Moral of the Story. With Niall, and they wrote it over FaceTime too. So she's like, oh my God, I was just in my living room and it's like Niall's on my phone and she's like freaking out. And I'm like, yeah, but it is definitely a whole weird thing doing stuff over FaceTime and in quarantine. And
yeah,
I mean, shoot, we're doing this interview on Zoom, which is bananas.
I know.
Like I just wish we were in the studio. I mean, the quality's not on point. Like we're not radiating energy. I don't know. It's weird. But I kind of want to take this completely into left field, completely off topic. Halloween's coming up literally this week, right? Or a week from tomorrow. Is it celebrated widely in Canada, or is it just kind of one of those things?
I think it's pretty big. Like, I mean, I think Thanksgiving is like, even for our family, is like less important than Halloween, which is like different because in the U.S. I know that Thanksgiving is like huge. But no, I think it's pretty big. Like people like usually in regular years have like big parties and like go trick-or-treating, do stuff.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wanted to bring that up in the fact, like I've heard that you're kind of into the paranormal, that whole idea. So Jackson and I were literally talking about driving down on Halloween to Louisville because Krispy Kreme's giving out free donuts. But aside from the fact, and that's the closest Krispy Kreme to us. It's literally 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, it's gonna be awful. But awesome.
But down there as well, there's also this place called, I think it's Waverly Hills or something along that. But it's supposed to be like the most haunted place ever. It's like an old tuberculosis hospital. Have you ever heard of this place?
I actually think I have heard of tuberculosis hospital. I have heard of that.
Like I've heard it's like the most haunted, like all the ghost hunters go there and all that kind of stuff. Like, do you have any stories? Because we will definitely like mention you in the video because we know you're big into it. But like, do you have any stories of paranormal in your life or what's going on?
I mean, okay, the thing is like I'm the biggest scaredy cat ever. Like I can't.
Me too. I'm not going in. I just said we're gonna drive up.
You just want to go. You just want to look at it.
I'm literally just terrified of everything. But as a child, I was just really weird. I remember my mom would tell me stories of. I would like be standing on my balcony because we used to live in the Middle East when I was like 2, and she said, so there's like these people. I don't know what they're called, but there's like this myth, and they're like between like being fully dead and alive, so they're like right in the middle, so they can like kind of communicate with people with like an open mind. I forgot what the name was, but
that's crazy.
I would like stand on my balcony. How creepy is this? She'd like find me on my balcony, like talking to a woman, just like standing there as a little child. And she'd be like, who the hell are you talking to?
Yeah.
That's the plot of a horror movie right there.
Yeah, and I'd be
Cool.
like, don't you see her? Like, she's right there. And I would talk to her all the time and like a whole bunch of people. And I just like would see weird shit all the time. And I remember like once I talked to her mom who had passed away from cancer on a plane, and I like had a full-on conversation, had never seen her, met her, looked at her before, and completely described her and everything she would say. So,
What the hell is happening?
oh, I know.
Were your parent like? Was your mom ever freaked out? Like, what is going on with my daughter right now?
I honestly think I was just one of those kids that had such a huge imagination that I would
Yeah.
just like I was open to like anything. And so I was like I guess I attracted like
Yeah.
dead people.
There you go. Yeah, whole I see dead people thing. That's
That's
awesome.
hilarious.
Well, you've
Yeah,
put
but-
out you put out 8 songs in 2020 so far. You've been super busy, especially during quarantine. I think people will be upset if we didn't ask what was next. And what else you got for us?
I'm gonna try and get out another song within the next 4 weeks before Christmas. Just trying to release as much as possible. I've been writing throughout quarantine a lot, so
Hmm.
just gonna release those songs, and then I have a couple collabs coming up for the new year, and then hopefully an EP in like February. So,
Awesome. Very cool.
Do you feel like quarantine has helped your writing process at all? Like, giving you more free time, giving you more like creative freedom?
honestly, it's been like beneficial and detrimental because you're like on a Zoom call and there's like no energy or no vibes in the room.
Yeah.
You're like, what did you say?
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
You're completely singing a totally different song while the other person's singing a different one. Like I don't know. It's a little bit chaotic, but you definitely have to force yourself to sit down in your room and, try and
Yeah.
write something.
And then
Yeah.
also do your math homework.
And also do your math homework.
Don't forget that. Yeah, it's probably important. I actually have an essay I need to write later today, which is
Same. It'll be perfect.
yeah, it's not fun.
Good.
I just told the teacher, I was like, can't do it right now. I got to interview Tate McRae. And she was like, oh, okay, perfect. But awesome. All right. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Nice
for
meeting you
sure.
guys.
Nice meeting you as well.
All right.
All right, see ya.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Good luck with your essays.
Thank you.
Thanks.